Hello everyone, I am Hiba, and as you can see on my left is the beautiful lady Amrita, who is a baby sleep consultant. You all might be curious, so am I. So let's get directly to ma'am. First of all, welcome ma'am. I'm so happy to have you on board.
Thank you so much, Hiba. Thanks a lot. It's an absolute honor.
Perfect. So, like I said, your profession is something which is out of the box. So, just tell us something about it and what exactly does a baby sleep consultant do?
Oh, a baby sleep consultant helps babies sleep and parents sleep better. So, I actually educate. A huge part of my work involves educating parents on the right practices of sleep, the importance of sleep, uh, what is needed to ensure that the kids are sleeping well right from the start and in each phases of their lives, right? Because the sleep of a newborn varies when they turn, they go from newborns to infants and then toddlers, preschoolers. So it kind of changes with age. So I guide them and educate them on their child's sleep, and I also guide them and educate them on their own sleep. How can they ensure that they are clocking better sleep and rest? Because we all know, like, once the baby is here, you know, sleep deprivation becomes kind of a huge part of our lives, temporarily, but yes, but it's possible to ensure that we're also kind of getting some, amount of rest and sleep in the process. So, a huge part of my work actually involves educating parents on the right practices of sleep, sleep hygiene, why their kids should be sleeping better, how it can help them, and just that.
I like how you said in the beginning, a sleep consultant makes a baby sleep. It was very rightly said. I really enjoyed that one
And
line.
literally, that is that in simple words, that's what I do.
Yes.
There's no fancy answer to that.
So that made me very curious to ask you, why did you choose to be a baby sleep consultant?
Oh, because we had massive sleep issues when my daughter was born, and that became I very strongly believe in this adage called the place of your pain
Mhm.
can become the place of your power. And that was a major pain area of our lives when she was born, because there's very little information on sleep out there, right? And there's no guidance. Like, they just pack you up in the hospital and they send you home with a newborn, and you're clueless what to do. Ki, "ठीक है, now what? You sending me home? How do I manage this kid?"
Right.
Right? So there's no guidance, there's no information, and so obviously we didn't know what to do, and we would struggle and she would cry in like the wee hours of morning. And then I'm like, no, something is definitely off, and this is not right, somewhere I'm going wrong. But I started to figure out, okay, maybe she's tired, maybe this is to do with sleeping pattern, because everybody would be like, oh, she's hungry, feed, oh, she's hungry, feed her. And I was like, no, it's not that, it's something else. So I dived into the whole world of baby sleep, pediatric sleep, and I started educating myself. And when I did that, I started making positive changes in my daughter's routine. And I could see magical results like in less than a week. And I'm like, okay, nice, this works. So I kept it, I got into the entire black hole of baby sleep. I could just read, I would read and read until I could read no more, and then some. And that's how I started. It started with me and my husband being sleep deprived.
So it was
So,
all a
so they
self-discovery.
all have, everybody has my daughter to thank for this.
I
Right?
agree with you. So it was all a
Yeah.
self-discovery process
Yes.
that you went through, and it was beneficial,
Yes.
the best part of it. So very, very nice to hear that. Also, ma'am, tell us about, what do you think about this generation sleeping schedules? Knowing, this nightlife is seeing a very high growth right now. What do you have to say about the sleeping schedules and
So
sleeping?
when you mean this generation, just to tell you, I'm not 45 or 50.
Right, explain that to me.
I'm a millennial who's just, you know, doing some kind of serious work.
Mhm.
But so when you say this generation, do you mean your
No, I'm
generation,
not saying
20?
to feel old, but just like generally this generation, what
Of
is
like,
your opinion?
this
The youth.
generation is very confusing because your generation is different, and then mine is, and then my child's generation is different. So are you talking about millennials? Are you talking about Gen Z? What are you
in
talking?
in
So
in
what?
general, or you, if you want to sum up everything together, I'd be more than happy to know that.
So the sleeping habits you're
Yes.
talking about, right? So honestly, I just feel your 20s are to enjoy, because once you hit 30, then, oh, I mean, like I have a joke that, I could party all night and then head to work straight and really survive.
Mhm.
And now, like, little bit of routine is off, and oh, it's so exhausting. So, as we grow, we manage, we figure it out. We try to, cope up with all those
Mm.
things. So I think you are only, in your 20s once, and it's absolutely okay to not sleep so
Ruin
much,
your
because not ruin your sleep, but yeah, have fun, ensure you're getting some rest. But yeah, it's okay, because uh, as you grow, you will not be able to last, it's good, your body changes, your
yes,
priorities change, so
yes.
it changes. So enjoy while you can, it's absolutely okay. But talking about the generation of uh, kids who are born now, like, my kid and her peers, there's a lot of positive change that is happening, because parents like me are taking the onus and the responsibility of educating themselves for
Yes.
better practices, because I always say that the way we were raised
Mhm.
cannot be the way that we raise our kids, because that
Right.
world doesn't exist anymore. That was
Mhm.
30-40 years ago, and the way our kids raise theirs will be different. So we cannot go and tell them, oh, this is what we did when you were a kid, so this is what applies, because no, that world won't exist. The
Yes.
world moves on, right? There's so much research and understanding that goes, like, 30-40 years ago, though, nobody would, I mean, I think even 10 years ago, nobody would even know that there's something called a, pediatric sleep
Yes.
expert or a baby sleep consultant. This was not even a subject.
Right.
So, or a lactation consultant,
Mhm.
who educates mothers on the right breastfeeding practices and how to support breastfeeding and better latch and everything. So I'm glad that is happening. So my generation of people, I think in the 30s and 40s, who are like parents, young parents, are taking the onus and the responsibility of educating themselves, so that, they are empowered with the right knowledge,
Mhm.
and then they can kind of do the right things for their kids. So yeah.
Very, very nice to know that. And apart from just sleep deprivation, what other changes did becoming a mom bring in you?
Oh, I think sleep deprivation was a very, very small part, price I had to pay, after I became a mom, because it completely transformed me. And I have trouble recognizing how I was 3, 4 years ago before I had my daughter, because she's just, she's completely, birth of my child has completely empowered me. It has made me stronger. It has made me more focused, funny, because, you're so sleep deprived. So
Yes.
it's ironical, but yes, it's made me more focused,
Mhm.
more driven. And it's also made me, through her, I've also learned to stand up for myself,
Mhm.
more, demand better from life, demand better for people, from people around me.
Mhm.
And and of course, it's just my career took a complete transformation after she was born. So, I tell this to my family and my friends, mom friends, that, I'm not successful despite of motherhood, I'm successful because of it.
Wow.
So it's, yeah, it's because of that, so yeah, it's just completely changed my life. So yeah, I think a little bit of sleep deprivation in the beginning was absolutely a very little price to pay for all of this positive changes that came into my life.
Yes, it's always the
Yes,
positive aspects first, putting aside everything. So
correct.
let's get back into your profession. Can you tell us what kind of methods do you use, to do baby sleep consultation?
My methods are very gentle. They're all gentle. I don't believe in sleep training. So if you go to my Instagram, it literally says, my bio says that I help your baby sleep without sleep training.
Yes, I checked.
Sleep training essentially involves making your baby cry or leaving them or controlled crying, which I don't believe in, because it goes against any parent's instincts. It goes
Mm-hmm.
against my parental instincts. And so my methods are very gentle. They always involve following your child's lead.
Mm-hmm.
They always involve parental assistance, where you are present and there to respond to your baby. I am a huge advocate of respectful and responsive parenting, which means that we treat little kids, little tiny humans, with the same amount of respect that we do for adults, right? So they do deserve our respect. They
Yes.
need us to respond to them, right? And I strongly believe, because it's scientifically true as well, that sleep is not a skill that can be taught, right? It's not like writing or cooking that you can teach a kid. It's like an innate physiological need of the
Right.
child, right? So if it's not a skill, what are you training them for, right? You're just simply training them for not to, ask for you or call out for you, and that absolutely goes against my ethos or principles or instincts as a parent. So my methods are very gentle. I don't use any cried out methods.
Mhm.
They just It's just simple. I empower parents through education, because I believe more than knowledge, applied knowledge is power. Like if you have knowledge and you don't know how to apply it, it's of no use, right? So applied knowledge is power. So I empower parents with the correct knowledge and practices of sleep, so that at each phase of their child's life, they know what to expect and how to support their baby sleep better. So yeah.
I think it was something very new for me because I had no idea about this topic, and I was like, how am I going to conduct this interview? So, thank you so much for giving your insights.
Most welcome, most welcome. I hope I'm not boring you.
No, not at all. It's very interesting. Let's move on to the next question. I'm sure on your journey you would have had your share of highs and lows, ups and downs. So, what has motivated you to get through all those bad times?
A lot of things. My family, especially my husband, has been a huge support. He's literally the wind beneath my, wings, and it's uh, it's been a journey, yes, but also because uh, I just feel like I'm very ambitious as a person, and I'm constantly restless. And for me, it's very important as a person
Mhm.
to constantly upskill and keep learning. So I have this innate desire to learn all the time. So I think that keeps me on my toes, and it doesn't allow me to get lazy, because it's very easy to do so if you're working for yourself. Right? There's no boss. So you have to make your own rules, and you have to make your own, have to be disciplined about it. So I think that one of the major aspects of what keeps me going is the fact that I'm very ambitious as a person, and I have this thirst for knowledge, and to keep upskilling. And I may use that skill or may not use that skill, but I just want to keep learning at each and every stage of my life. So that just helps me. And of course, I do a major part of why I became, why I started doing what I'm doing is
Mhm.
to help other mothers, because I really, at that stage when I was a newborn, I was really in the trenches of parenting and motherhood. I did not want another mom to feel the way I was feeling at that time, which was like completely lost and alone, and there was literally no guidance and no person I could turn to. And I would just think that, oh, this is so unfair, because where do we go? What? How do we understand this, and how do we go out and support other mothers, because everybody is suffering.
Correct.
So yeah, that desire to help fellow mothers, plus this constant need to keep going is, I think, what motivates me to just get back up.
And I hope this your learning desire attracts more success into your life and you grow into
Thank you so
being a
much. That's
better
very
person.
kind. Thank you so much.
On your side, what advice would you want to give, new mothers who are giving birth to their children to nurture their child into becoming a better person?
So I think, first and foremost, if when we want our kids to be better people, we have to model it ourselves. So
Yeah.
I can't ask my child to be confident and fearless if I'm not that. I can't ask my child to be kind if I'm not that. And parenting, especially motherhood, it takes a huge, huge toll on your mental health as well. And it will kind of open up so many layers
Mm-hmm.
of even your past, and you will, it kind of just cracks your heart open. So it's very important to take care of your own mental health and work on the areas that you feel you're struggling, because only when we do that, when our we are mentally healthy, physically healthy, or more than that, mentally healthy, we will be able to take care of our kids better,
Yeah.
right? So it all starts with us, and that's why I always tell mothers to keep ensuring that they fill their cups because it's not possible to pour from an empty cup. And it's important. It's not uh, going to be, my child first and my family first. It should always be, okay, it's you but me too. I am also there. I am also it begins with me, right? I'm a huge part of this whole family. It starts with me. So to fill your own cup is very important. And yes, please listen to your maternal instincts. They're there for a reason. you know uh, don't let someone else undermine your confidence as a mother, because we're all learning on the job. This is a role that you know you could have read all the books in the world, but when the baby is here, it completely changes. And you will grow along with your baby. So be confident and don't be scared of standing up for yourself and whatever you're parenting. uh, don't be scared of standing up for that. So yeah.
Yes, so that was great knowledge from a knowledgeable person. So thank you so much for
Thanks so
that, ma'am.
much.
I think
Thank.
the entire conversation was very fun, but I have actually planned a fun segment because I thought it
Oh,
went boring. We could make it fun, but I'm happy that from the beginning the fun
uh,
was there. So coming to
my subject is so serious. It's sleep, and there's just so much science. And
the,
in reality, I'm just not that kind of person at all. Like, I'm always cracking weird jokes, and
it's fun
you
to be that
know.
way. Yes.
Yes. So imagine if I had to be serious all the time. It's just like my work is very serious, so I
Mhm.
cannot like. So yeah.
Yes, so let's move on to the fun segment. I'm sure when you were working with your clients, you would have had some, funny experiences which always crack your mind sometimes. So if you have any, please share them with us.
Oh, I have lots.
I want to
Uh,
know.
so keeping it anonymous. So like I work with kids uh, where the kid would only sleep in the car, where the child doesn't sleep on the
Mhm.
bed. So the parent will always take the child out to sleep in the car, and they're like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I worked with it's very funny. I always share this in my workshops also. I worked with a mom whose daughter was 18 months old, like full
Mhm.
blown toddler, and she's always slept in a chula or a swing that we call. But now that she's 18, she's able to talk and communicate with the mother, right? And now somehow at 18 months, she only wants the mother to rock the chula, and she wants to be rocked the whole night. So, the mother came to me and she like, "Ma'am, I'm sleep deprived. Please just save me. I cannot do this
Mhm.
anymore." And I asked her, "What's happening? Tell me." And then she told me that she would put the child in the swing, and then would go and sleep on the bed and hold the chula and keep rocking. And the minute she would fall asleep, the child would shout from the swing and say, "Amma!" And the mother would be like, "Okay," and then she'd keep swinging. And so every time she would fall asleep, she would shout, "Amma!" And the poor Amma would rock her the entire
The whole night.
night. Yeah, so we had such a laugh while she was telling me this. But then I was like, "I'm so sorry to hear this, but it was so funny." Yeah, I also work with kids who somehow always wake up at 5 a.m. to poop, and then their whole sleep gets disturbed. But like clockwork, and the parent is like, "How do I stop this kid from pooping at 5 in the morning?" So yeah, a lot of funny instances
And ma'am, did
happen.
did the parent come out of that Jula incident?
Yeah,
Did,
yeah, of course, of course. That's
I
what
was
she
very
came to me
curious
for.
to know.
Like, yeah, that's what she came to me for. So yeah, I don't advise the jhula to use it at all. It's a huge safety risk. But yeah, she was stuck for 18 months, and she's like, "Now I can't do this. Help me." But
I
it's very
do have.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
us your time and thank you for giving
Thank
me a
you.
hearty laugh throughout this session. By far one of my favorite interviews. So thank you so much for
That's so
giving us.
sweet of you. Thank you so much.